I find pearls mesmerizing because the optical quality, the shimmer, the sheen, the luster, everything that can happen, it feels like a surface that you can't get close enough to. The closer you go, the more that you see. I think you can look at that as beautiful, but beauty is so subjective. I think of it more in this kind of stimulation, right? That a pearl is a stimulant, that it's this visual experience that is enthralling and really does what one of the essential qualities of jewelry is, which is to fixate somebody, to give fixation.
What really makes the RISD Tiffany partnership work is a remarkable relationship between the company and the school, because an alumni of RISD's J&M department, jewelry and metalsmithing, is the chief gemologist at Tiffany. She's the first female chief gemologist, and she's also just an extraordinary individual. She has worked with us to help build the Pearl Lab partnership, as well as an apprenticeship program that RISD runs in Rhode Island, in Cumberland, Rhode Island.
The Pearl Lab really started from a Sunday afternoon phone call from Vicki Worth Reynolds asking, would we be interested in a material donation, and what type of material donation might we be interested in? She went on to say that we have a large donation of pearls, and would we be interested? So my colleague and I went to New York to view the donation, and were blown away by the scale and the quantity of the pearls. So essentially, we went to say, yes, we'll take all of them. So the Pearl Lab was really birthed out of understanding that this was going to be a project that was going to, because of the sheer quantity of the pearls, have to take place over a period of time. And so 3 years, we thought, is enough time for us to really investigate the materials and take advantage of the generosity of the gift. Welcome to second day of the Pearl Lab class. I'm going to do a formal introduction of Vicki. So Vicki joined Tiffany Co. in 1987. She began her career in custom design department. In 2016, she transitioned to the senior director of high jewelry and was promoted to vice president of high jewelry and product development in 2017. She currently holds the position of the Chief Gemologist and Vice President of High Jewelry, Diamond, and Gemstone Acquisition for Tiffany Co., first woman in the history of the company to occupy such a position.
I'm gonna start this off. And the thing that I'm most excited about, honestly, is the opportunity. I was you. And so we're talking to Robin at lunch, and what makes this such an amazing place. It's that you're constantly learning, you're curious, you get to push boundaries. And the pearl is a metaphor for so many things. It is the most simple thing in life, and it's one of the most complicated organic beings, which is why I think you're gonna have an incredible winter session, because to be able to explore a material so thoroughly and do it in a place that really embraces your creativity, your curiosity, is such a gift, and I can't wait to see what the end result is.
I came up with the idea after some people gave me some advice to use water casting. So I poured the silver over the pearls, and they ended up remaining, and they actually did kind of form what really does look like a blister pearl.
So I'm just drilling holes and cut all the lines by myself and bend them.
It's so fascinating because it has ring of circle, and you still can see some mother pearl shiny in there, which is beautiful. And also every different pearl has different textures inside, which is very nice.
When you go to buy gemstones, generally, whether it's at our school or at trade fairs, etc., the quantity is just different. Quality regardless. You can't get your hands on 2 5-gallon buckets of pearls to sort through. It just doesn't. I've never seen it. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist. Somewhere it exists, but not for me, not for us. And getting that opportunity is just really unbelievable.
I think RISD is unique in that we kind of prioritize like creativity over everything else and over technique sometimes. And I don't mean that like technique is bad, but I think there's always a push for something new here. Like I don't think RISD is interested in settling for the status quo.
From the beginning, we were trying to think of how the way we structure this, how does it not only create a waypoint, not only for the students in the class, but create something that we can carry further. And so the students knew that all of this intensive studio experimentation, and when they worked individually and in clusters, it was constantly documented. And they also did presentations that are kept where they're talking about what they learned and what they were going after. And so those will be accessible to the next groups.
The class was designed in a way that it was really front-loaded with historical information about the pearl, its farming, its cultural and social implications. The second half of the course really used that contextual information to then go deep into material research. So they were experimenting with simulacra, designing, working with things that might mimic a pearl, and then they were handed a small amount of material that they could then start to experiment with in whatever research cluster that they were assigned to. So the goal of the course was really for them to push that experimentation hard and then culminate in one piece, whatever they decided that one piece would be.
We're so seduced by its sheen, but it has shadow histories of like labor and environmental racism, injustices, and really wanting to bring the students into contact through this hybrid of seminars and readings and creative ways in which we like talked about the readings in class that were very material oriented. And then bringing all of that like thinking and rethinking and like relearning and unlearning to the studio.
I think maybe the experience of the pearls, like how it grows from an oyster, and it experienced many suffer and trauma in the oyster actually, because it's like a foreign metal or something, like it's harming the oyster. So and the pearls is born from this trauma. So I mean, this kind of experience is really beautiful and very impressive.
When you look at like all of the ways and like how hard it is to just produce a single strand of pearls, it changes you.
There's a model from where I come from in Switzerland. It's called companions, and you essentially accompany each other in learning processes. And that partnership with Tiffany is really that. We accompany each other in the processes of learning, making, creating, and engaging with an industry that is perpetually wanting to hold incredible skills, but also better those skills. So in a sense, for us, it allows us a foot into understanding how the industry works, but also shaping it as it moves forward.